Welcome to yet another episode of Courage Talks in the special Young Achievers edition. My special guest today is Vishwanath Karthik. Karthik has had the incredible achievement of being the youngest to climb the 7 summits globally at a young age of 18 now, Karthik?
Now 17.
17. Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome, Karthik.
Hello, sir. Thank you for inviting me for this courage talk. I felt really proud for this invitation. Thank you.
So, the story behind the podcast is my book, Against All Odds. You see that there?
Yeah.
That's my father's biography. And
Okay.
my father went through a lot of tough times in his life. So that inspired me to start this podcast. And I was like, it would be interesting to discover courage among other people's. So that's how the podcast started. What does courage mean to you?
Courage, self-confidence. I feel like whenever I believe in myself, I feel like it's courageous. The most important thing in our life is to believe in yourself. That's what I mean courage is.
Very interesting. When did you first feel that you have courage? Do you remember any incident in your childhood where you displayed courage
Not
for the first
childhood. When I was 13 years old, I couldn't summit Mount Elbrus. I went to
time?
Mount Elbrus. I couldn't summit it. I had to come back. After that, I went under a rigorous training for 3 months. In that 3 months, I totally changed, and then I completed the ascent to Mount Elbrus from east and west side, from both sides. At that
Okay.
moment, I felt courageous. Like, yes, I can do stuff. Because before that, when I couldn't complete the ascent, I was feeling a bit depressed that I can't even summit the mountain.
So before we get into the 7 summits, why don't you just tell us a bit about your background? Where did you grow up? What do your parents do? What are the earliest memories you have from your childhood days? Were you always very quiet like what I think you are right now? Or have you grown or changed over a period of time?
Since childhood, I'm an introvert kind of kid, but now doing 7 summits, like completing the challenge or traveling the world, it gave me a good exposure and I'm able to mingle with many people and build a good conversations, learn new things from each and every person. I grew up in Hyderabad, 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗀, and my parents own some businesses. That's it.
Got it. And you have siblings, brother, sister?
Yes, sir. One elder sister.
Nice. Has she also joined you for any of the mountain summits?
Yeah, when I started mountaineering journey, Mount 𝗬𝗪𝗏, I was accompanying my sister. My parents didn't allow me, but I cried and all. They allowed me. My sister was like, if you don't trust him, my parents were scared that something will happen to me. So my
Uh-huh.
sister said that if you won't send him, you'll keep him inside the house. He won't understand the world, and when something big happens, he won't be able to tackle that incident. That she explained my parents, then they allowed me for mountaineering.
So what was your dream while growing up? What was your childhood ambition?
Childhood ambition, I wanted to be a pilot, but now I'm taking engineering.
So is the dream to be a pilot still on? Do you think that's still feasible?
No,
Why is that so?
job opportunities, like there are many people who want to be pilot right now. So in future, even if I'll be a pilot, it won't be so compatible for me.
So what
Like
is your aim now?
I'll do engineering, then I want to be an entrepreneur, to be honest.
Who's your inspiration for entrepreneurship?
I feel like Nimsda is a good inspiration for me because he's always on, like, not always on mountains. He's on mountains as well as he also built a good business, like good media, good marketing. Because Nimsda is a big brand right now.
Right. So tell us about the whole 7 Summit experience. How did the whole idea come about? What was the first trek that you went forever?
My first trek is Mount 𝗬𝗪𝗏. After climbing few peaks, I went to Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. I didn't climb peaks, like after going for few treks, I went there and I did a 10-day adventure course. So from there, I felt like mountaineering is good. I want to do something big in mountaineering. I want to make some history kind of thing. Then I got to know about
Okay.
the 7 Summits challenge. And then I approached to it. First, I did Mount Elbrus, but I couldn't submit it. Then again, I went under 3 months training and all. Then the following year, I submitted Mount Elbrus. Then I climbed the other 6, 7 summits.
So who do you think you got the mountaineering genes in your family from? Your father or your mother?
Nobody does mountaineering in my family. I'm the only one. Like my sister had interest, but I'm the
Uh-huh.
only one who does it.
Interesting. So what was the first conversation like when you spoke to your parents about wanting to climb a mountain?
They were like, you can't do it because I used to eat and sleep in my house. Like it's lockdown period,
Yeah.
2020. I used to eat food. I used to chill, totally chill. Even in online classes, I used to log in and sleep on bed.
Hmm.
It was like that. So my parents were like, you're too lazy. You can't live on mountains. It's way too difficult because you are from a comfortable background and the mountains are too harsh in nature. So they were like,
Hmm.
I can't do it. But my sister was going, so I want to experience how that feeling would be on mountains. So I
Hmm.
went there.
Got it. So you just described that, especially during COVID, you were kind of lazy, you were not very adventurous. So did sports ever attract you during your childhood? And if so, which
Yeah,
games you used to like to play?
I was in swimming, skating, taekwondo, all these sports. But when lockdown hit in India, then I had to stop all these sports. I never again went back to those sports. Like I didn't got that much time to go back.
And now that you've done the seven summits, do you think you would go back and pursue any of the sports again?
Yeah, I want to start swimming again.
Got it. So when you decided on the first mountain, what was the kind of preparation that you had to do? Do you remember any drama which happened apart from the fact that your parents insisted on your sister having to go along with you?
Like
Any
I
other thing that you remember?
Like I was 11 years old that time, so I didn't do any training. I directly went over there. I went to the first camp. It was called Naga Camp something,
Hmm.
1900 meters above sea level. Over there, I got headache, so I had to come down. I wanted to come down anyways, because looking at those
Hmm.
washrooms and everything, I was like, who goes here? Who is even able to use those washrooms? I was in that kind of situation at that moment.
Yeah.
So I came down and my sister was still on the mountain. So I had to
Okay.
wait in Uttarakhand near Gangotri River. I had to wait over there. I still remember I was eating Maggie and samosas daily. One day I used to eat paneer parotas in that area. It was like I just came to eat.
But then how did you adjust to the dirty washrooms, the unhygienic facilities that you had to adjust to? How did you adjust to that?
Yeah, so after that trick, again, next time I felt like if you want to do, you need to adjust. So I had to adjust to that area.
And who was your initial coach or guide? Who gave you guidance what you should do, where you should go,
So
what was the packing list should be like?
So Romal sir and Bharat sir, they both were my mentors throughout my mountaineering journey, as well as my
Okay.
gym trainers and everyone. 𝗖ście
Hmm.
Srinivas sir and Teja sir. The 3 month training before Elbrus, Teja sir helped me, and for Everest, 𝗖ście Srinivas sir helped me to climb
Hmm.
all this peak.
As far as your body is concerned, Karthik, do you recollect what was the main effort that you had to make to build your body to be able to adjust to mountaineering?
In starting, I used to focus on running mostly, beginning of the journey. Then
Hmm.
progressively, I started doing strength training and all. And before starting mountaineering, I was kind of overweight, so I had to lose lot of weight too. So much overweight, like a bit healthy.
And was diet a big issue? Did you have to make a lot of adjustments? Did you have to learn to eat more stuff which you might not have been used to or something like that?
No, like my mom used to make food for me. She used to drop me everywhere. She used to take care of me totally. So diet wasn't an issue. She used to prepare for me everything. So it was easy for me to maintain a diet.
No, I'm referring to the food during the trek.
During the trek, most of the time I don't feel hungry whenever I'm on in the camp. I eat whatever is available. I don't have an issue about eating something. Like I can eat anything which is edible.
So, among the mountains that you climbed, was Everest necessarily the toughest because it's the highest, or you had much tougher experiences at some of the other mountains, and which one were
I
the
felt
tougher
like
ones?
I felt like Everest is the toughest climb for me because it was way too lengthy, and while coming down the crevasses were like totally open. While going up, it was not that peak summer, so the crevasses were closed and we were able to move. But while coming down in the Kumbhu region, it was peak summer. Due to that, all the crevasses were open, and every step which you take should be like careful. Always you need to be careful, but at that moment it was way too difficult for me. And in that summer, the sun used to hit me like I was wearing a down suit and I had to pull all my leg gears up because it was way too hot. I was wearing
Mm-hmm.
down suit whenever I remove the jacket, above jacket, it used to become cold. So that situation
Hmm.
was way too difficult. Simultaneously, it is cold as well as hot. On top, near the Hillary step, I drank a bit of cold
Yeah.
water. I only had cold water, so I drank a bit of that. Then all my throat was like I got cold and I was not able to speak. For a week, I was unable to talk due to that cold water and the cold air. And I was having blood coughs. Like
Hmm.
all my throat was dry and it choked. So my throat got a few cuts in it.
And did even for a moment you regretted going to Everest, considering the
Yes, many
kind of pain
times.
that you went through?
Yeah, many times. I felt like, why do I even choose this kind of stuff? Like before climbs, each and every climb was a difficult task for me because every time, whenever I went to a climb, it gradually progressed from the before climb. The way I climb the before climb will become easier day by day. So the next climb I choose
Hmm.
will be a bit difficult. So every time I used
Yeah.
to find new difficulties, and every time I used to regret that why do I even come to this kind of stuff? But after coming back home, I feel like I want to go again. I want to challenge again.
But in terms of the sequence in order, is there a lot of thought process behind which one to climb first, which to climb second? Or did you have enough time that you could do it over a period of time?
I started Seven Summits Challenge at the age of 13. So
Hmm.
at the age of 16, I wanted to complete. That's the reason I had to each and every climb within a time gap of like ninth grade. I completed three of Seven Summits. And in
Hmm.
11th grade, I completed again three of Seven Summits. In between my 11th grade and 12th grade summer vacation, I completed Mount Everest.
Got it. So that was the last.
Yeah. So while climbing, I again had a few failures. Like I couldn't summit Mount Aconcagua. Again, I had
What
to
happened there?
climb. What happened was I wasn't prepared for that mountain at that moment
Hmm.
because it's like 7,000 meter not 7,000 meter altitude, 6,900 plus. So nearly
Hmm.
7,000, which is a great altitude jump from 6,000 to direct 7,000 meter jump.
Hmm.
And I wasn't capable for that mountain at that age. So I couldn't submit it. Again, I had to come back and did few other climbs. Like I climbed Mount 𝗘𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗃,
Hmm.
again 6,400 meters. It was a training climb for me for Mount Aconcagua. Then again, I approached Mount Aconcagua. I successfully submitted it. And I also did Vincent Massive and Everest. These three I did in a stretch of 5-6 months. These three peaks.
Hmm. Got it. And in terms of the decisions that you have to make, were you totally free of any decision making, considering that you were a child? Or were Rommel or Bharat or any of the guides, were they involving you and explaining to you what's going on, what you need to be careful? Was there a lot of conversation happening during the trek? Or was it a very quiet thing when you were going up and you were by yourself? What was the experience like?
So while climbing, I used to understand the situation. Like I'm able to understand and figure out the situation. So I was able to take my own decisions. But even after that, Roman sir and Bharat sir also used to explain me if you do this, the circumstances would be this, and if you do that, the circumstances would be that. So whatever you want to do, it's in your hands. In worst case scenarios, they would take a decision like life and death situation, those kind of situations, they will take the decision because I don't have that much knowledge as they do about mountains at that age.
Were you treated like a child and babysitted, or were you treated like an adult? What do you think?
In few climbs, I was treated like a child, and in few climbs, I was treated like an adult.
And you were okay both ways?
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the major challenge which you face in climbing high altitudes is the lack of oxygen. And that's a situation which on the ground you are never prepared for.
So
You don't know how your body is going to react. So how was the experience like? I mean, did you have any initial challenges? Did you have headaches? I mean, once you mentioned that, but did you continue to have that as an issue, or and if you did, then how did you handle that?
So on Mount Everest at 7,000 meters altitude, like in third camp, we need to use oxygen mask. So while sleeping, I removed my oxygen mask for some time. How would my body react? I wanted to know. I'm curious
Hmm.
a bit. So I removed it, and in middle of the night, Romal sir was
Ah,
beside me, and I was literally singing rhymes out of nowhere. Your mind won't be in your control a bit. You will
yeah.
do random stuff at random moments. I felt like that.
Hmm.
My body reacts in that way. Like I started
Hallucination,
singing
yeah.
rhymes, not hallucination. I was just singing rhymes
Okay.
randomly. So Romal sir got irritated, like in middle of the night, who sings rhymes? Yeah, and while going to Camp 4, in between near the Yellow Rock region. Yellow Rock is here,
Mhm.
and we need to go like this. This is the 𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃 Camp 4, and in the between of
Yeah.
the Yellow Rock and 𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃 Camp 4, I was there, and my
Hmm.
oxygen cylinders ran out. They ran out, and I had to wait for there around 1.5 to 2 hours something in that
Okay.
place. It was totally
Hmm.
inclined and the snow was soft snow. I couldn't stand properly.
Hmm.
I was literally being towards the mountain. I was leaning on the mountain and the winds were like
Hmm.
in 360 degrees. It was hitting from behind, front, down, everywhere. And the small snowflakes used to hit in my eyes. It was a
Hmm.
terrible situation at that moment. I was like, will I even survive in this situation because my oxygen ran out? Then
Hmm.
after few minutes, Romal sir was ahead of me. He came back. We had walkie-talkies with us, so I communicated with him,
Hmm.
and he came back. He said, like, "Don't worry, oxygen will come. Wait for some time." He was like that. He was with me at that moment to support.
Got it. And the other aspect, obviously, you touched upon a little bit in these mountain climbs is the climate. The
Yeah.
situation, the weather can suddenly change, avalanche, snowfall. What are the instances which you remember a lot where climate played a big role in your situation?
On Everest only, actually, my summit push was on 20th, 2020. I had to complete my summit push on that day, but I was in Camp 4 and the winds were way too high, so we weren't allowed
Hmm.
to go ahead. That day I had to come back and Rumal sir waited in Camp 2, 6,500 meters
Hmm.
above sea level. Totally 14 days we were above base camp, 6,000 meters high, 14 days we were above that,
Wow, that's a long time.
and our bodies won't be recovering at that altitude. 3 days we took rest in Camp 2, 6,500 meters altitude, and again we pushed to Camp 4. Then Romal sir went to Camp 4 of 𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃 and I went to Camp 4 of Everest. From there I submitted Mount Everest and Romal sir submitted Mount 𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃. In my initial plan, I wanted to climb Mount 𝗀𝗀𝗃 too. If
Hmm.
weather supported me, then I could submit Mount Everest as well as 𝗀𝗀𝗃 in the same stretch. But due to weather didn't support me, I had to complete the summit on 27th and they removed
Hmm.
routes, ladders and stuff, so I had to come back.
Got it. And being the youngest, do you think it was even more challenging for you if you did not have the
No.
age issue? You would have probably done all this much better.
Yeah, because Everest has a age limit for 16 years. If there was no age limit thing, I might submit it at the age of 15. We already planned. Bharat sir said that you are ready for Everest, but there is a age limit thing. That's the reason we are waiting for you to turn 16 years.
Got it. And how has your studies and your school got impacted along with all this? Did you have to miss a lot of school? Was your
Yeah,
school
I had to
authorities
miss.
very cooperative and supportive?
Like I had to miss many classes until 10th grade. I
Mm-hmm.
was in CBSE and my principal ma'am really supported me to cover all my academic backlogs and everything. My school
Hmm.
supported me. And in 12th grade, I was in Residence Hyderabad Junior
Okay.
College. Even they were supporting me, and most of the time I also used to cover my portion through YouTube. I study
Okay.
on online, and
Mm-hmm.
also my college gave back my fee, and in 10th grade I got a scholarship for the 10th class. So my 10th, 11th, 12th, three were like free, totally free for me.
Hmm. But while you kept up with your studies, was it easy to concentrate on your studies? Do you think you were able to spend time? Because, when you're traveling, there is jet lag, there is tiredness, you're switching hotels, you're switching cities.
Yeah.
Were you able to really focus on your studies, or was it just that you were just studying enough to clear the exams?
I was not really able to focus, but after coming back, after writing the exams, after getting my results, I felt like even if I had focused a little bit, I would get 90 percentage because in 10th I got 83 and in 12th I got 87%.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt even if 2 3 months I had more time, then I could get 90 percentage easily. Because
Got
most
it.
of my grades
Hmm.
went back in languages. Like I don't study languages. I used to lag in those.
And from childhood, you have always been good in studies. You have to put in a lot of effort.
No, I was not so good in studies. In eighth grade, when I started mountaineering, then suddenly out of nowhere, I also became good in studies. Not so good in studies, but better than before.
Ah. So you attribute mountaineering to having helped you become better academically also.
Yes, sir.
So the other thing I want to ask you is, how about your friends? How have you been able to stay in touch with your friends? Are they looking at you very differently because of your achievement? Has any of your friends shown interest in taking up mountaineering the way you did? Tell us about it.
So the last question you asked is whether my friends are interested in taking up mountaineering. I have no idea about that. Like nobody shows that much interest in that. Before starting mountaineering, I was not having so many friends. I was not so popular in school. But after starting mountaineering,
Mm-hmm.
I felt something different. Many people started approaching me, and I also led up for elections, like in our school elections, and I became head boy of my school. After starting mountaineering, I gained popularity for my achievement and I made many
Uh-huh.
friends.
And have you gained popularity among girls?
I don't know about that. Like, yeah, maybe, maybe not.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice to hear. What is your plan going forward? I mean, you're seeking an entrance to engineering colleges. I think
Yeah.
earlier somewhere you mentioned about wanting to do an NDA, wanting to join NDA. Is that still on the plan? Is that still something that you're looking at?
No, sir. Actually, I'm thinking to pursue engineering and prepare for civil services. I want to become a civil servant, actually.
Interesting.
Like,
Where did the
I
inspiration come for the civil service?
before I wanted to do NDA, which will contribute my effort to our country, and even civil services will also contribute my effort to our country. But cracking NDA, we need to write an exam and also pass all the physical tests. In
Mm-hmm.
army, people with knock knees are not allowed. I don't have knock knees, like slightly they touch. So I was scared whether I will get into NDA or not. So that fear turned out
Mm-hmm.
to not even attempting for that.
Okay, so you're not even attempted going to the NDA.
No.
What are the things as a normal child that you miss because of your mountaineering, if there is anything? Do you think that you
Like,
missed out on your childhood because of your mountaineering plans?
no, I didn't miss anything. Whenever I was in my place, I was able to communicate with my friends. I was able to go enjoy with them. And when I was on mountains, I was also able to enjoy over there.
Very
Sometimes
interesting.
I feel
And
left out that some they conduct few parties and I won't be over there. So I feel like left out. Like all friends gather somewhere, and when I won't be there, I feel like left out. I'm not there.
FOMO.
Yeah.
That's true. What is the food that you miss when you're on the trek? What do you desire the most?
I like shawarma a lot. So shawarma and biryani. So when I was on
Got it.
Everest, I
Got
was
it.
like, after going back, Monday I'll eat this, Tuesday I'll eat this, Thursday I'll eat this. Like I was making a list in my brain. I have to cover all these places. I have to eat all this stuff. But after coming back, I feel today who will go? I'll be like way too lazy to even go there. After coming back,
Yeah. Do you think that the endurance that you built through mountaineering, it can help you do long distance running and other sports as well?
yes.
Have you thought on that direction? Do you plan to run marathons also?
I want to do an Ironman in future. That's one of my dream.
Got it. And
And
you know swimming already, right?
while preparing for Everest, weekly I used to run like two half marathons. I used to run 21 kilometers weekly twice. So that was in part of my
Hmm.
training. So I feel like this endurance will also help me in long runs, long marathons
Yeah,
and stuff.
that should help for sure. That makes sense. So what's coming up next for you? Any goals you have already?
If I get into a good engineering college and if they sponsor me, then I am thinking of doing, if I get good sponsor, I want to do Mount Manaslu
Hmm.
and Mount Lhotse too. Mount Manaslu this
Okay.
September and Lhotse next year because its time period is in April, May.
And just like Romil and Bharat have guided you and coached you and motivated you, do you think you could be guiding other youngsters to climb mountains as well in the near future?
Yes, if I get an opportunity, totally yes, I can guide them. But not in the way they
Hmm.
guided, not so good. But yeah, I'll be able to guide.
You'll try your best as well, for sure.
Yeah.
Great. So that's all from my side, Karthik. It's been wonderful
Oh,
talking to you. I think the kind of achievement that you accomplished at such a young age is highly inspirational and very motivational. And I'm sure many of the listeners and many youngsters will get inspired not just to do what you've done, but maybe break your records as well, and maybe set new records and set
Yeah.
a nice precedent. Because I think more and more youngsters going outdoors, being in nature is very important. And if they are able to climb mountains like the way you do, it
Yes.
goes in a long way in building them to become very strong individuals in life, regardless of
Yes.
whatever you do. So, as you just mentioned, that your studies improved because of your mountaineering, I think people can become better people by going through endurance sports and mountaineering.
Yeah,
So,
because
all the
you
best
learn
and
good
continue
life
doing.
lessons on mountains.
Correct.
Mountains
Correct.
teach you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Karthik.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.